Well, hello there, my fellow rushers. How are you doing today? King Rex here. Today we're gonna be doing something very new. We're gonna be playing a new game called Master of Orion, Conquer the Stars. Probably one of my favorite games of all time, right besides Kingdom Rush, BTD6, and Swords and Sandals. By far, one of the best games that I've ever played. Now, if you don't know what this game is, to put it briefly, it's a turn-based strategy game in space with a bunch of different races, so there's a lot to explain here. So this is gonna be like the episode 0 of the series, where basically just go around the basics of the game and how it functions. If you want like more detailed review, other people have done reviews of this game before me, so you can check them out on YouTube. If you don't, well, you can just watch mine. And yeah, we're gonna be starting a new series, so we're gonna go single player. And we're gonna go new game. I played a game before, but I'm not sure what I did, so let's see. Okay, so
Hailing from
allow me to shut this narrator off, because I don't want him to speak over me. So yeah, basically, here you go. When you go in single player, there's a bunch of races. And as you can see, there's like, what, 14 races? Yeah, 14 races. And that's quite a bit. And every race has their own unique perks and tricks. But for the sake of keeping it up with the Saurian team, we're gonna be playing the Sakura Brood. And yeah, you know what? Let's just hear what the narrator has to say about them. Let's listen.
primal in their ways, the cold-blooded Sakura from the planet Sla seem uncouth and unenlightened to many of the other races. However, their hulking forms and rustic rituals belie an enduring memory that has helped them reach the stars. They are lorded over by the Hierarch, a long-lived progenitor, and in a very literal sense, the father to much of the brood. His main concern is for his offspring, whether acquiring colonies for them to reproduce or securing the resources necessary for their survival. It follows that the Hierarch adopts a familiar and fatherly tone towards those he regards as allies. To the Sakura, everyone is either part of the family or a hated enemy.
Very good narration. I love the voice actor for the narrations. I mean, look at these guys. They're so beefy, man. I love them. I wish I was that beefy, but instead I'm dummy tick. Anyway, so let's talk about their traits and what they do. So, first of all, population growth. 50% bonus, so their population grows much faster than normal, which is good, because you're gonna be getting more population. They have expansionist, which gives them 2 starting technologies, engineering and biology, which is pretty big, which I'm gonna explain it more as we get into the game, but just so you know, this is a really good early game start. There, they also have jungle creatures, which is something that only a handful of races have, which is special transformation. Basically, we start on a swamp planet, which is slightly worse than what other races start with. Most races start with Terran planet, which is better than swamp, but however, once we get into the game a little bit more, we can unlock tropical transformation, which transforms swamp planets into tropical ones, which are about as good as Terran, which is pretty nice. However, we have also some negatives. Repulsive. What does that mean? Basically, it's gonna be harder for us to communicate with other races and make proposals, because we're repulsive. I mean, look at that. Are you gonna trust this thing? I don't know. I would have some trust issues if I was talking to someone who looked like this, who can just tear my head off in a one swing. And yeah, we also have uncreative, which is pretty bad, because basically our research speed is reduced by 25% and we are uncreative. Basically, once you get to a certain technology, you can make a choice to get this technology or the other. When you are uncreative, you don't make the choice. The game makes it for you. Which to some of you may say that this is terrible, but I love it because it makes you play the game more differently. It makes you play more creatively, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about the Sakura Brood. So let's hit next and let's see. Alright, so here's how you make up your game. First of all, we have galaxy type, which is going to determine what galaxy you're going to be playing in. We can pick circle, spiral, or cluster. These 2 are a little complicated, so we're going to do circle because it's the simplest one. Galaxy size basically means how big the galaxy is going to be. If you want to go for like a mega gameplay, we can do huge, but I'll keep it at medium. Galaxy age. Galaxy age basically determines how old the galaxy is, and we're gonna keep it on average. It's a little complicated, but basically it determines how the planets are going to be. If you pick young galaxy age, you're gonna have pretty bad terrains on the planets, but they're gonna be pretty rich. If you pick old, you're gonna have better terrains, but less production, or less richer worlds. So we're gonna keep it on average. Planet density. So basically that determines how many planets you're gonna have per star. We're gonna keep it at normal. Starting age, I always do post-warp. It's pretty much the standard go by. Difficulty level. Now this is where things are about to get interesting. This basically determines how hard it will be for you to progress. Basically, it's pretty complicated, so let's just say that the AI behaves differently. It's harder for you. There's a higher likelihood that you're gonna encounter bad stuff. Let's just leave it at that. I'll play on hard difficulty. I used to play on extreme back in the day, but I'm a little rusty, so we're gonna do the hard difficulty instead. Here you can pick the opponents, how many opponents you're gonna have. I'll crank it up to 6 because that's how I do. Now here's also the game phase. I like doing it on quick. You're gonna see what I mean right here. So basically we have research speed, production speed, and population growth speed. I like keeping up these two at fast and the research speed on normal, because why not? Now here we also have some of the other things, random events. These can be good or bad, they happen every now and then, and depending on what they are, they can help you or reduce your progress. Pirates. They're basically spaceships that float around and they can attack anything on their path. They're annoying in the early game, but later on they become a nuisance. The good thing is that they also have bases, and if you destroy their bases, you can either get money or population on your nearest planet, which is pretty huge. Monsters. Basically, every system has a chance of having a space monster, which is pretty tough to beat, but if you beat it, you can get some pretty good planets out of it, so we're gonna keep them in the game. Minor civilizations, I think there's like 4 or 5 per game. Basically, these guys are independent races, and if you colonize near them, they give you bonuses such as food, money, or research points. So yeah, we're gonna keep them. Ratio traits, basically pretty simple stuff. Balanced starting conditions, we're gonna keep that, because otherwise the game will be pretty rough. What else there is? Oh yeah, the victory types. Now there's a lot of victory conditions. There's the score game, which is basically after X amount of turns, whoever has the highest score wins. So we're gonna increase that to 750, because why not? There's the diplomatic victory, which basically means that after each race meets with each other, there's a galactic council that happens, and the two races who have the highest population compete against each other, and whoever gets above the threshold for the vote, he basically becomes the emperor. Technological victory, it's a little complicated, we're gonna dive into it probably in a future episode. Economic victory, after a certain amount of time you research a specific technology that allows you to invest money into something called GGP, and what it does is, it basically, after you get above 50% of the GGP, whatever this is, I still haven't figured it out. Yeah, once you get above 50%, you gotta keep your lead for 10 turns. If you manage to do that, well, you win. And then last but not least, the Antaran victory, which is basically, you gotta destroy the Antarans, and it's not an easy task. We're probably gonna do this victory because it's my favorite one. There's also the Conquest victory, which is not measured here, but basically, you just have to destroy every single one of the races. Alright, so we can keep the races at random, but I'm just gonna pick. I'll go for Darlock, Klakon, Mershon, because they're cats. I love cats. Let's go Silicoid, Alkari, and I guess we can do Trilarians. You know what, I'll switch these guys for the Barati. I don't know why. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, we're gonna do a few turns of the game just to show you how it functions, so let's just roll the dice a few times for the big bank seat. Hopefully we get a good one, and let's go! Now there's also some narration up in here, so I'll shut up so you guys can listen. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Shush.
While the sun scorched the harsh surface of Sla, the Sakura brood multiplied in their underground caverns. It was not long before even the largest grottos and the deepest ravines were crowded with their ever-increasing numbers, and food became a precious commodity. With greater numbers of mouths to feed, the brood now pours out from their caves to the stars in search of new dens for its families.
Damn. Every time I watch these cutscenes, it makes me feel good. Oh no, they're just beautiful, man. Okay, so here we are. This is Sla, our main system, our homeworld, if you want to call it that. And we're right up in here. These are all the other systems in the galaxies. Now, there's also these things, which are wormholes. If you enter through it, you're gonna come out of the other one. It's pretty simple, I think. So yeah, we have two star systems connected to us. There's the orange star and the white star. Now, the white star, as you can see here, it says, young star that have mineral-rich planets, but they're barely able to support life. So, you can find rich planets, but they also don't really have, you know, good biomes. Meanwhile, the orange stars, they're always orbited by planets that can support life, but are poor in minerals. So, I'm not sure which one I'm gonna find, so I'm gonna send a scout here. And yeah, this is our starting fleet. We have two scouts, which you can send to explore stuff because, you know, they're scouts. We have a frigate, which is like our battleship. So we want to keep an eye out on these guys. I'm gonna send them here, I think. And we'll send the second scout here as well, because we have like, what? 5 planets up in here. Now, there's also this thing, which is nothing interesting. It's just a gas giant. You can't really do anything with it. At least not quite yet. So, let's click on choose research now and see what we get.
Tell these brainers what stew they should be brewing, Big Boss.
So yeah, this is our research manager. Look at how goofy he looks, man. That's funny. Anyway, so here's the technology tree, and as you can see, there's a lot of technology to research. So, as you can see here, we have biology and engineering. If they're in this brownish color, they're completed. So we have hydroponic farms, biosphere, destroyer, and anti-missile rockets. For now, I'll go physics because we get automated factory, which gives us 2 points of production, as well as the neutron blaster. Now, let's explain what this is. As you can see here, we have a few things. We have income, which is basically how much money we make per turn. Right now we have 50 credits, and we make 12 per turn. However, as we get more stuff on the planets and we get more other things, the credits are gonna diminish, so we have to make money. We have to balance our economy. These are command points, basically how many spaceships you can have and how many defenses. If you are below the threshold of 15, it's fine. However, as long as you get above 15 points, your credit is gonna start going down by a lot, so you don't want to mess up with that too much. There's also the security level, which basically it protects us from spies and espionage from the enemies. However, we can also buy more spies or security structures to improve our security number. And then this is also our research points. The more points we have, the faster we're gonna research the next technology. Now let's go into choose production. And this is our homeworld. Look at our little guys. Look at how cute they are. So yeah, this is our world. Now there's a few factors that you need to take in on the planet info. Size, which basically determines how big the planet is, obviously. Biome, which is gonna determine how much population you can have. As you can see now we have 6 out of 12 population units, so we can have 6 more units on this planet, and no more no less. The minerals, which basically determines how much production you're gonna have. If it's in this case it's an abundant planet, so our production speed is medium-ish. If it's rich, it's gonna be faster. If it's poor, it's gonna be slower. Gravity, which is pretty important, it's normal. If we colonize a high gravity planet or a low gravity one, we're gonna have our research, food, and production reduced by 25%, so we don't want to do this yet. And then there's also the special bonuses, which some planets have, that can give you like extra production, research, credit, food, stuff like that. So right now, as you can see, you can move your units around, but we're gonna leave them at this. I like keeping my population at balance for the most part. So let's choose production. So as you can see, we have a lot of options. I'm gonna start off with the Hydroponic Farm because it gives us +2 food, but it also has the maintenance cost. Basically, if we build this, our credits per turn are gonna reduce by 2 because it takes 2 credits to maintain this structure. So we're gonna go Hydroponic Farms into Biosphere, which is gonna give us 1 food and 1 research point, and 1 colony ship. Because obviously, colony ships are what you use to colonize other planets. And we're gonna leave it at that. Now let's click on next turn and see what we get. I'm gonna keep the colony ship right around here for now, because I'm not sure where I'm gonna send them. Ooh. Oh yeah, pirate fleet. So here are the pirates, guys. These two are pretty weak. I mean, look at that. 4 attack, 2 defense. Our frigate has 7 attack and 10 defense. So if my frigate was like here instead of the scout, we could have destroyed these guys. But unfortunately, he is too far away. So even if there's some good planets here, I don't think it's safe to send the colony ship. Okay, who needs orders? You, skip turn. So yeah, they're gonna move towards us, which is a little unfortunate, but it's fine. Let's see. What is this planet? We have a huge, arid, abundant planet. That's good, but the problem is it has high gravity, so unfortunately we're not able to claim it. So we're gonna retreat the scout because I don't want him to die. Which he may die, but I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, well, let's send the colony ship towards this star system called Lengzin. Lengzin? Yeah, the names of the systems are goofy, so I'm probably gonna mispronounce a lot of them. Okay, let's see, what do we have? Oh my! Hello, sir. Large, swamp abundant, with normal gravity. That's a good first planet to colonize. This one? Large desert, rich with dark warts. Now, this is the special thing that I was talking about, guys. If we colonize on this system, we're gonna get 2 extra production for free. However, gravity is high, so we can't quite go there yet. We also discovered this thing. These are basically anomalies. There's a random chance that you can find them around. And if you find one, well, guess what? You're gonna get, you can get money, a free ship, or technology. So there's a lot of things that you're gonna get from this. So let's hit next turn and see what happens. Oh, no! Our scout is dead. No. Well, we lost the scout, but it's fine. Scouts are not too important, so don't worry if you lose a scout early on. You can just build a new one. Oh yeah, GNN. I forgot to mention this. I'll mention it in a second, guys. Let's hear what do we have.
Sakura have detected a space creature of gargantuan size. Our military authorities are calling for calm, saying they are fully capable of dealing with the space dragon menace. Meanwhile, all space traffic is advised to steer clear of the affected sector.
Caution is thoroughly advised.
Or very big guns. Those could work too.
I love this. So yeah, GNN. This is basically like the Galactic Space Network. It comes up when something happens. It basically announces the events that happen around. Like we discovered this thing, which is a space dragon, which, in my opinion, does it look like a dragon? It looks more like a giant koi fish, more than anything. But yeah, as you can see, this thing is pretty strong. 68 attack damage, 664 attack defense. So yeah, you don't want to mess with that thing. So we're not going anywhere near this thing, not quite yet. The thing is that it can leave the system. If we send the ship on, like, let's say this planet, this guy is gonna come up and destroy us, so we don't want to go there. Okay, let's hit next turn. I want to colonize the planet, and then we're gonna get into some action. Let's see, what do we get?
You come across the broken remains
that's actually
of an
huge.
unbelievably advanced alien research facility. Only one of its consoles seems to be in working order. It takes some of your brightest scientists to decipher a small amount of the data from within it, but it is enough to spearhead a new technological breakthrough.
So yeah, that's one of the things that you can get. Random technology, and we got government, which is big. I'm gonna show you what it does.
Gaze at it, big boss. Those fellas left novelties behind.
So yeah, we get a government support facility, which is gonna give us some morale, which I guess I should have explained what it does earlier. Then we also get the research lab, which gives us 2 points of research, which is big because obviously our research speed is slower than normal, so getting free research is gonna be very big. Now for the moral. This is basically this thing right here. As long as it's above 70%, you're gonna be fine. If it's below 70%, some people in your population are not gonna be useful. They're gonna do nothing. They're not gonna give you research, food, or production. So yeah, that's basically morale in a nutshell. Okay, let's see what plans we get. We saw this one. That one is toxic, so it's pretty bad for colonization. That one. Tiny ocean but ultra rich with gems. You know what? We may go after this planet now that I think about it. I mean, sure, this planet is better because it's large and it's swamp, but ultra rich? You know what? I may be making a mistake, but I'm gonna colonize this system instead. I don't care, I want it. I want it badly. Okay, let's research physics, and I think we're gonna leave the video here for now. Okay, let's show you the colonization, guys. It's pretty cool. Let's just send this guy to guard mode, so that way nobody can get through here. And let's colonize. Look at that animation. Beautiful, isn't it? Look at that oceanic planet. Nice. Look at that beautiful island over there. Honestly, I would live on an island like that. That would be awesome, living on an island like that. I don't know. Okay, we colonized it, which is wonderful. And now we get extra credit because of the gems. But we can't really move this guy away from food production, because if we do, we're gonna be starving. And in 2 turns, this planet is gonna have no population, so we're gonna keep him here. And we can't really build anything. As you can see, it takes infinite amount of turns because we have 0 production. So for now, we're gonna make this guy trade goods instead, just so they can do something. Okay, now let's get next turn. This pirate is coming to our homeworld, but as you can see, we have Starbase, so basically our homeworld is protected completely, so there's no need to worry about literally anything. Okay, I'm gonna send the frigate up in here because this pirate seems to be heading elsewhere. I thought this fleet was heading towards this planet, but it's not, which is pretty good. Okay, what do we have here? Hydroponic Farm built. Nice, so now we have 2 extra food production. You know what? Maybe we can build a destroyer, but I'll think about it later. Okay, now, let's see what this guy does. You know what? Let's auto-resolve this. I want to show you the combat, but this is like a very, very unfun combat. These guys are basically gonna get nuked, so let's auto-resolve. Kaboom.
Welcome to GNN.
Ancient ruins discovered. Ooh.
The Shan Pride has discovered the remains of a long-lost Orion facility. Whether this was an advanced research facility or a particularly well-built hotel and casino, it is too early to tell.
Oh, I love the jokes in GNN. They're just hilarious. So yeah, ancient ruins. What are these things? Well, basically this is for the Antaran victory, but it's pretty early in the game. You have to be like at least 300 turns in order to get this victory, so I'm not gonna talk about it that much. But just so you know, they help you out towards this victory. Okay, let's keep moving. And here it is. Physics officially researched.
The brainers are over and done with this new thing.
Okay, neutron blasters. Now we can upgrade our ships. So let's do that. Now they are stronger because we have better weapons.
Tell these brainers what stew they should be brewing, Big Boss.
I think we're gonna go for the deep space exploration because of the colony base. It gives us 1 extra food production for free after we colonize the planet, so theoretically if the biome is good enough we can put someone in production right away. So let's go do that.
For the brood!
For the brood, indeed. Okay. You know what? Let's actually explore this planet and then we're gonna end the video. I just want to see what it hides for me. Okay, let's put this guy on... Let's see what we have here. Maybe there's something cool over there. We'll find out. Okay, you can also click on this button and that's basically gonna make the turns go automatically, but I don't like this feature. Sometimes I just forget to turn it off and bad things happen. Especially late game. Okay, let's see what this planet has. Ooh, pirate fleet, hello. How are you? Okay. Oh man, come on, it was a gas giant? What a waste of time, we can't do anything with it. Well, that sucked. Anyway, let's send these guys here and here. And let's see, what are we building here? Colony ship in 18 turns, that's good. Then we're gonna build these 2. I will leave the destroyer for later, I don't think we need them quite yet. And yeah, here, what I'm gonna do later in this series is that once we get to 320 bucks, I'm gonna buy the automated factory, because otherwise we have to wait for 10 additional turns for us to have an additional population up in here. So I may do it. It's usually a pretty good trick to do in the early game, to just buy an automated factory, but we'll think about it. Alright guys, well, I think I'm gonna leave it here for now. Oh yeah, oh wait, slap rhyme growth. Yeah, let's keep this guy in research, or... You know what? I kinda won the colony ship earlier, so let's put this guy in production. It's gonna deny our deep space exploration for a while, but I think it's fine. I can handle it. So yeah guys, well, with that out of the way, that's gonna do it for the video. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I appreciate you for sticking around to the end. Subscribe if you want to see more of this content in the future. And while you're at it, drop a like on the video. It means a lot to me. And I will see you in the next video. Until it comes, that was King Rexy, over and out.